The enigmatic Goblin of Zaragoza, an in-depth look at the paranormal mystery that captivated the world. In the early autumn of 1934, a mysterious and sinister presence took residence in an apartment building on Gasca Superscript 3 in Goder Street in Zaragoza, Spain. The haunting began with eerie laughter that reverberated through the walls of the building, sending shivers down the spines of its residents. For 2 months, this strange phenomenon would torment the inhabitants, particularly the Palazón Superscript 3 family and their young maid, Pascuala Alócer. Dubbed El Duende de Zaragoza, or the Goblin of Zaragoza, this enigmatic occurrence would captivate not only the city, but the entire world. As the London Times reported the story in November 1934, despite extensive investigations, the source of the haunting remains unknown to this day. On the morning of September 27, 1924, the residents of the apartment building on Gasca Superscript 3 in Goder Street were shaken from their slumber by a sinister cackling that seemed to come from all around them. This cacophony of laughter lasted for several minutes before abruptly stopping, leaving a chilling silence in its wake. The haunting would soon intensify with the Palazón Superscript 3 family, who lived on the second floor of the building at the center of the paranormal activity. The mysterious sounds and voices seemed to emanate from the walls of their kitchen, particularly from their stove or its chimney. The disembodied voice that echoed through the apartment appeared to take a particular interest in the Palazón Superscript's young maid, Pascuala Alócer. Over the next few days, the family would endure a tormenting type of haunting, with the voice transforming from what sounded like a little girl's to a guttural demonic growl. As word of the strange occurrences spread, neighbors and curious passers-by began to congregate outside the building, straining to hear the disembodied voice. Local interest in the Goblin continued to grow, and soon even the police would be drawn into the mysterious events. Darker shadow over the haunting. The seemingly supernatural nature of the voice continued to baffle all who attempted to uncover its origin, leaving them with more questions than answers as the investigation pressed on. The investigation continued to unfold, with the police trying to make sense of the perplexing situation. At that moment, the laughter that had been tormenting the residents erupted from the stove once again. The eerie sound sent shivers down the spines of everyone present, including the officers. One officer, his voice tense with frustration, yelled, "Who are you?" The room fell silent, save for the soft murmurs of curious onlookers gathered outside the street. The voice offered no reply. Another officer, attempting to uncover the entity's motive, asked, "What do you want?" Again, silence was the only response. Determined to make progress, someone in the room tried a different approach, asking, "Do you want money?" This time, the gravelly voice broke its silence and responded with a curt, "No." Shocked by the answer, the police persisted with their questions. "Do you want a job?" one asked. The voice, still as enigmatic as ever, replied, "No." Feeling increasingly desperate, someone in the room exclaimed, "Good God, man, what do you want?" To everyone's astonishment, the voice retorted, "I am not a man." This chilling response only served to heighten the sense of unease and confusion among the investigators. By November 1934, the haunting had gained international attention, with the London Times publishing a piece on the Zaragoza Goblin in the November 24th edition. As the investigation continued, the authorities took drastic measures, evacuating the building, cutting all electrical and telephone wires, and deploying the National Guard to maintain order. Still, the voice persisted, growing more aggressive and threatening to kill the members of the Palazón family. For young Arturo Grijalba, the son of the building's owner, the constant police presence and stress of the haunting took its toll on him and his family. Their once peaceful home had become a place of fear and unease. One day, as Arturo pleaded with his father to leave the apartment, he said, "Let's go, Dad. I'm tired and I want to sleep. This whole thing is crazy." Then, out of nowhere, the voice responded, "No, not crazy, little one." This would be the last time the Palazón Superscript 3 family and Arturo would hear the voice. After 2 months of terror, the haunting suddenly ceased. No explanation for the source of the voice or the reason for its abrupt disappearance was ever found. In the years that followed, the Goblin of Zaragoza faded into obscurity. The apartment building on Gasca Superscript 3 in Degator Street was eventually demolished, and a new residential building fittingly named Edificio Duende, or Goblin Building, was erected in its place. For Pasquala Alloser, the young maid at the center of the haunting, the experience left a lasting impact.
Accused by the police, National Guard, and even the architects of being the source of the voice,
Pasquala retreated from society, living a reclusive life in the city. In her old age, she granted an interview about the incident, and when asked where the voice had come from, she simply replied, "From within the wall." The Goblin of Zaragoza remains an enigmatic and captivating chapter in the annals of paranormal history. Despite extensive investigations, the true nature of the haunting has never been revealed. Was it the work of a clever prankster, a psychological phenomenon, or something truly supernatural? The answers to these questions may never be known. What remains is a haunting tale that continues to intrigue and mystify those who delve into the mysterious world of the unknown.